I'm recording this video toward the end of 2025. What I want to do is make a series of videos that people can reference and look at as they're thinking about their QuickBooks at the end of the year or the beginning of next year. The big idea is that you need to look at your QuickBooks before you turn your records over to your tax accountant. I want you to see, what are you looking for? What are some kind of highlights of things to look at, to investigate, to fix? If you want to see a longer version of this, I have a free mini course on my website, gentlefrog.com, where I really deep dive into stuff, but this is just a quick primer. Okay, so the first thing I want to have you look at is your balance sheet. To get to your balance sheet, you're going to go to the reports on the left-hand side of your screen. When I hover over reports, I can see that there's a pop-out menu. I'm going to select standard reports. When this loads, I'm going to select balance sheet. I'm looking at the sample company. This is the balance sheet for the sample QuickBooks company that Intuit puts together so that people like you and I can test and experiment with QuickBooks. Let me go ahead and make a couple of changes to the setup just so that I can zip through it and see if there's anything weird or peculiar. The first thing I want to do is select General Options in the upper right-hand corner. I will then select or check the box that says Show Negative Numbers in red. I'm going to select Display in the upper right-hand corner. Display Columns By, I'm going to select Transaction Date, followed by Months. What I'm able to see now is my balance sheet for the entire duration, the date range that I have in the upper left-hand corner. And I can see everything on my balance sheet in monthly columns. So there's a column for January through November 2025. Imagine that you're doing this next year. It's the first part of 2026. You want to look at your 2025 records. You just change the date range in the upper left-hand corner. Do the modification that I did if you want. And then you can see your 2025 records. What I'm doing is I'm looking to see, are my account names silly? Did I have anything such as coffee cup as a bank account? Because that would be silly. Do I have any negative numbers? Like, for example, is my checking account a negative number? If it's negative in real life because I had a bad day, that's fine. Like, that's real life. If it's negative because I had an error and I messed something up, that's something I need to fix. If I have a negative or a wacky number on my balance sheet, I probably secretly have a wacky number on my profit and loss report as well. I encourage people to look at their balance sheet even though it's a little bit overwhelming or intimidating. My compromise for that is that I ask you to look at your assets. So that's the first section on your balance sheet. Look at the names, look at the dollars. Do they all make sense? Go to the second section, which is your liabilities. Look at your liabilities. This is all the money that you owe. Are the names making sense? Do you have any silly names here? Again, coffee cup, stapler, sticky notes. Is the dollar amount that you owe correct? Does it make sense? Say you have a credit card, like this MasterCard. Is that balance the same all the way across the entire year? If it's the same, you probably are missing some charges and some payments. It's not likely that your credit card just has the same balance all year long. Stuff like that is the reason that I look at this with the months subdivided. The third part of your balance sheet is the equity section. The equity section is important, but I know that a lot of my clients, they're small business owners, they're not accountants by trade, they're overwhelmed, and just looking at the assets and the liabilities, that's plenty. That's plenty overwhelming. So I just tell them that, yes, the equity section is important, but maybe that can be the thing that you learn after you feel comfortable with everything else. So I'm just not going to talk about the equity section. There's tons of videos. You can find a video on it if you want. But I want you, as you're putting on your business owner hat or your bookkeeper hat, to look through your balance sheet and just say, is there anything here that's wrong? If there's anything wacky or strange or wrong, I want you to see if you can fix it. If you can't fix it, reach out to someone like us, right? At Blue Magnolia, we'll do training, one-time fixes, ongoing bookkeeping. I'm sure you also know a bookkeeper either in your local networking group or your local community. If you get stuck, it's okay. Just ask someone for help. We're happy to do it. One more thing while I'm here. If you look at a number and you say, that number could be right, I'm not entirely sure, go ahead and click on the number. So we'll click on the number for the checking account. When you click on the number, you're going to see all the transactions for the given date range. I clicked on that number for November, and there's no transactions in November, so there's nothing to see. What I can do is I can just change this to all dates and say, QuickBooks, I want to see everything. The balance sheet isn't going to show you the checking account just for the month of November. It's showing you what is the amount of money in the account as of that date, taking into account everything that's ever happened since the beginning of time. So that's what you have here. So if ever you're like, oh, I'm wondering about a thing, I think it's weird, I want to know more, no problem, just click on the number. So I clicked on the $19.99 for Squeaky Clean Car Wash, mostly because I like the name Squeaky Clean. I can see that it's $19.99. I can see it came out of the checking account, and I can see that the category or the reason or the why is automobile expense. There's nothing about that that's wrong, and so this is something that I'd say, oh, right, I remember that now. That's correct. I did not make a mistake, and I can close this record. I can close it by clicking the X in the upper right-hand corner, by choosing Save and Close in the lower right-hand corner, by selecting Cancel in the lower left-hand corner, or by pressing Escape on my keyboard. That's it. I hope that you take a look at your balance sheet and get just slightly more comfortable, but also take a look at it just in case there's any mistakes you want to address before you send your records over for taxes. All right, thanks.